Hello everyone, welcome back. This is GH and my name is Anita. If you look at my previous videos, we have been talking so much about midwifery, Osce and CBT and anything we think that might be helpful, or really just looking out for the loopholes in things that people don't really understand under the CBT and the midwifery Osce. We are going to talk about safeguarding under the professional values. If you've watched my previous video, which we talked about bereavement care under the professional values, which is more in-depth and explains so much, this is a continuation of professional values, which is safeguarding. Now, as I mentioned earlier in my professional value station video, the first one under bereavement care, I did state that you will be given a scenario either under bereavement care or under safeguarding. The question will be put in a scenario form, you understanding the scenario and writing your point in how to care for such a patient will show that whether you qualify to pass the station or not. Now we are going to dive into safeguarding. If someone comes with a safeguarding issue, how are you going to tackle such a situation? They want you to write down your point, and it is a silent station. So stay tuned, and I hope this station helps as well. I think this is going to be the shortest video ever because I'm not going to go much into details, but I am going to differentiate what will make a bereavement care different from a safeguarding, and we will still go through those points and what they expect of us. I'm still using the marking criteria as it is a guide to which we can pass the exam. It doesn't mean that we need to go verbatim by the marking criteria, but it should be like a skeleton where we can build on it to give more information to the examiner. The first point is recognize the importance of building a respectful relationship. In our previous videos, we explained much about what goes into building a respectful relationship. What are some of the things that comes in mind when you want to write about building a respectful relationship? It's the same thing you're going to use under safeguarding care, because safeguarding is equally a sensitive issue. So how do you show professionalism when it comes under building respectful relationship? And that is privacy, dignity, and not being judgmental of race and culture and faith. Now the next point is going to talk about clear evidence-based information, which is communication and partnership. The same thing, you need to give them clear, balanced information, evidence-based information, which follows the hospital policy, and to give them enough time to make an informed choice. This is called communication. So just as the bereavement care, the same point goes. How are you going to provide communication, evidence-based information? Is the same thing. Nothing changes under safeguarding as well. The third point goes for providing individualized care in a holistic manner. So just like the first one is going to be, someone has given you a sensitive information. Now this time, sensitive information, you've given them enough choice to come with a decision. You are going to support them with such a decision. Now you supporting them with such a decision, you need to care for them following what their issue is. Let's say they have there are so many examples, I don't even know which one to pick. A safeguarding issue, let's say someone comes with problem with housing, and she lives in a place where they do not accommodate newborn, so she will need to move. She happens to move in with a friend, which is very questionable for a new mom moving in with a friend, a male friend who is not even the partner. So how the person has told you this from the start, after building such a trusting relationship, then you provided information on safeguarding, and she made an informed choice. Now you are going to provide care for such a person who is moved in with a friend. You need to make sure that the care that you are giving is tailored to her needs, and that is she not having a place to stay. So what can you help as an individual or as a midwife? What does the hospital policy suggest for people in need, new moms in need? Is she suffering financially? Is she struggling with bits and bobs for baby? Now she's struggling with housing. Some of the helps that some hospitals provide is what we call an early help. So it's a name given to a group of people who help moms when their babies come out and they literally don't have anything. So early help is there, and it's actually a very formal term. So providing individualized care can be providing them with early help and helping them, because this time everybody comes with all sorts of safeguarding issues. Can be domestic violence. This time they are struggling with housing, so you don't go about looking for police or getting restricted order for them. It's not even tailored to her needs. Her needs is she needs help with housing, she needs bits and bobs for baby. So you are recommending early help. So this is what differentiates what we mean by individualized care. That means that you are focusing on her concerns and what she's told you, and you are now providing that kind of care which is tailored to her concerns and needs. So that will be our point number 3. So if we look at bereavement care, our holistic care would have been that this time the woman is coming with stillbirth, so you are caring for her tailored to a mom doing the postnatal birth, getting cooling cots and all those things for baby and mother, and making sure that baby is well preserved. This time is safeguarding. So you now see the differences that comes into holistic care and that comes into individualized care when we are going to talk about safeguarding and bereavement. So those are the different things. It's the same point: relationship, communication, individualized care. But when it comes to bereavement care, individualized care is very different. We move on to recognize the importance of providing respectful care and promoting continuity of care. Now this is very important. Providing continuity of care is not letting her, but suggesting to her that based on all the information she's giving you, it looks that she needs help and you would like to do an info sharing. Some hospitals do an info sharing whereby they refer the patient to a safeguarding team, and some safeguarding team involves the social workers, sometimes the police, the GP, the safeguarding midwife. And when you do this continuity of care, when patient is being discharged home, for example, this same patient moving to her friend's place, she's being discharged home. What's next? What happens to our follow-up care? So this time, who is going to visit her? One will be the community midwife, because day 3 they need to be weighed. If they are discharged before day 3 with a discharge letter, and there is a discharge plan for them, community midwife usually visit them the following day sometimes and visit them on day 3. But let's say that they were discharged on the 2nd day, then the following day becomes a day 3 where baby needs to be weighed and mother needs to have her postnatal care. So community midwife goes there to ensure that the place is safe, Wherever she's staying, that is a friend's place. Is it a safe place that mom is not going to be abused? Sorry to say, mom is not going to be abused. All those things is the community midwife responsibility to ensure that all this in terms of safety care, postnatal checks for baby and mom is put into place, and that mom is not at harm. So the question that comes in mind is mom and baby safe? This is what comes when you talk about continuity of care. Following up, community midwife following up. Then after following up, you need to come and report, make a report that, okay, wherever mom finds herself is safe, wherever mom finds herself is not safe. We need to involve this and that people. We need to move mom from this place. And that is the follow-up care. The GP also comes into place. You need to make sure that baby is registered under the GP. If mom is at risk of, let's say, female genital mutilation, whereby she's going to travel out of the country, now what comes in mind? Okay, she finds herself in a culture where they do female genital mutilation. However, in the UK, it's a crime. So even if it's not a crime in your country, you need to understand that it's a crime in the UK. And once you've had your baby in the UK, it's the property of United Kingdom. So female genital mutilation is prohibited, and it will fall under a safeguarding issue. So these are the things that comes in mind, that whatever thing that can cause harm to baby and mother, you need to be involved as a midwife. And that is when the continuity of care comes in. Who are the multidisciplinary team who have come together, and that is the difference between the bereavement care and the safeguarding. Under the bereavement care, your NDT is going to be the bereavement midwife. It's still going to be the community midwife. It's going to be the mental health team. But under the safeguarding, who falls under the safeguarding team when it comes to multidisciplinary team will be the safeguarding midwife, community midwife, the GP, sometimes the police, the social workers. So these are the differences that comes when you are writing a point under continuity of care involving multidisciplinary team, when you want to talk about bereavement and safeguarding. Our fifth point is going to dive into recognizing the importance of advocacy. So this is advocacy. So advocacy, just as we said, letting them know their right to care. If they do not want to have an info sharing done, yeah, they have every right to not consent to having an info sharing done, because they have the right to care. But that doesn't mean that they need to be neglected, because there are equally other policies that protect people. Now that's when you have to think about, is the person under the right mind frame? Mental Health Capacity Act, do they fall under the right mind frame to make the right choices? So if the person is not consenting to something, then you need to question yourself, that is this person in the right mind frame? Even if the person is in the right mind frame, what is the policies that govern mom who do not consent to certain things that can help them? These are the bits and bobs that comes under advocacy. Now the final part, which is bonding. For example, mom who are abused and they feel like, or mom who are not in the right frame of mind, or mom who are a bit retarded, excuse me to say, or mom who have difficulties in certain things that they need help, they will equally need to understand that once their baby is born, what happens next? Will they be supported in caring for the baby? Some of them may be mentally ill, but they still understand that once a baby is born, baby needs to be breastfed. They will love to breastfeed. Are you going to neglect them just because they are having a mental health issue? Are you going to neglect them just because they've involved themselves in domestic violence? Are you going to neglect them just because they can't keep themselves tidy, or they are not in the right frame? No, you need to support their choices only if it's a right choice that they have made. If it's a wrong choice and they are not in the right mind frame, then you can involve or you can escalate out to the senior midwife for them to do further important preparations for the patient. But here lies the case: the person wants to breastfeed, the person wants to bond, the person wants to cuddle. What does the policy says when it comes to such kind of patients and how you can support them? So this is where you need to equally support them, and they need to understand that they can equally bond with the baby, but they need to be under guidance. If a mom has equally neglected her child before and is having her second baby, and her baby has been removed before, or her baby is in foster care because she neglected the baby, when such a mom is pregnant and has delivered her second or the next baby after the previous babies have been removed, what do you do for the mother? Does it mean that you are going to remove this child immediately baby is born? What if the mother this time wants to breastfeed the baby, wants to be able to bottle feed the baby, wants to play that role, even if there is a discharge plan, a baby is to be removed, that short period of time of birth, what can you do to support mom with in terms of bonding and building memories? If she want to take pictures with her baby, she want to do skin to skin, support them with that. And that is what we refer to as bonding, and they understanding that they can equally bond with their children at any point in time when the need be, and they are going to be supported with in a safe manner. I hope you understand the difference. So if it had been the bereavement care, we will be talking about photography, taking pictures, smelling baby, having baby scents, doing molding. This time it's not bereavement, this time it's safeguarding. Do they want to do skin to skin? Do they want to breastfeed? Do they want to do all those tiny bits in that short period of time before their baby is being removed, or in that short period of time, what can they do with their baby? That is where you need to come in and let them know that whatever thing they want to do, you can support them with that. The final thing that I always add to my information is the final 4 Ds: documentation, debriefing, duty of candor, and datas. So datas is also known as incident report. So you document all that has happened, you do your duty of candor. Even if mom is not in the right frame of mind, you need to be honest with them. They deserve to know what happened in any situation in time. They also need to be debriefed of what happened in their care or what is going on in their care, and you need to do an incident report, and that is called the datas. We have now come to the end of our safeguarding marking criteria, and I hope this has been very helpful. This is very short, as I mentioned earlier, because it's the same thing under bereavement care. The only thing is there are just certain things like the MDT team, what comes in mind if you want to involve a safeguarding, who falls under the multidisciplinary team, what happens when you want to bond with a child, and the bonding, all those are the different things that may differentiate a bereavement care from a safeguarding. Other than that, the points in terms of relationship, communication, individualized care, continuity of care, advocacy, bonding, they are the same pieces of information. Thank you once again, and in our next meeting we will be talking about evidence-based practice. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.